What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nemo's podcast. I'm your host, Ammar Nemo. I'm an actor, writer, director, podcaster. I'm a bunch of things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you get a quick second, please hit that like, subscribe, and comment below. And please don't forget that bell notification up top. Dude, it only takes a second. I appreciate it. Seriously, it means a lot to me, guys. Okay, let's get into it. I just got back about a month ago now watching MK2. Sorry I couldn't do my review sooner. Let's get into it. Did I like this movie? Did I not like this movie? Scorpion, tell me. Let's find out.
A billion people on this planet.
The fate of the human race will be decided
by Mortal Kombat.
Our only chance is to face this together.
Get over here! Let's save the world.
I'm going to start off by saying I love this franchise. I grew up with the games as a kid, playing them at the arcade and at home. Me and my friends used to literally go in the woods, pretending to be Mortal Kombat characters. I always would pick Johnny Cage because I could do the splits back then and I was in martial arts. And of course, because I wanted to be an actor. Of course, we would switch up characters. I would, be Sub-Zero or Scorpion, stuff like that. But we would actually fight each other because we were idiots back then. And that's how much this franchise meant to us growing up. And still does. I remember when I saw the first Mortal Kombat in theaters with my older brother, Raimi. We went to the theaters and we saw Mortal Kombat and we saw Clueless all on the same day. We literally used to live on the same side of a movie theater, right? So it was across the street from me. My parents would take us there on the weekends sometimes, but nah, I wanted to go every day. So we would sneak in every day. Me and my boy Steve. First off, I actually liked the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. A lot of people trashed it, but I saw it in the theaters, not on HBO Max, because I knew a movie like that deserved the big screen. I thought the fights in that movie were actually better in some ways because the smaller budget forced them to rely on more hand-to-hand combat. With Mortal Kombat 2, I liked the movie a lot. There were plenty of fights and the fatalities were badass, but there was also a lot of wire work, what I call wire fu, okay? You got gun fu like John Wick, and then you got wire fu when everybody, tried to be the Matrix after 1998. Yeah, it was way too much. Now let's talk about Karl Urban as Johnny Cage. I thought he did a great job. Personally, I still would have loved to see Scott Adkins play Johnny Cage because I think the character benefits from having a real martial artist behind it. No offense to Karl Urban, of course, he's an amazing actor. I just wish he had more screen time because honestly, this movie felt more like a Kitana story in a sense. Like they try to divide both of them much as they could, but when you're fighting the big boss at the end, it's your story. That's just my opinion, right? Like I thought for a second Johnny was going to fight Shao Kahn. He was going to get his, his powers and stuff and shadow kick the shit out of him. But that didn't happen. But Karl was great. And I'm also so upset that I didn't go to Motor City Comic Con to see Karl Urban in person. I wanted to get my glasses signed, but hopefully next time. Also, Sonya was there too. Like, damn. Now let's talk about Eladine Rudolph. She was amazing as Kitana. I really liked what she brought to the movie. She's not a real martial artist, but she did great with the choreography and all that kind of stuff. You could tell that she worked really hard. I mean, she killed it. And she's so beautiful, okay, and talented. And she has a twin sister. That would be cool if Melina came back as, her twin sister. That would be nice. Just saying. My biggest issue is still with Liu Kang. I love Ludi Lin. Ludi Lin is a badass. He should be the main star of these movies, in my opinion. He had a lot more to do in this movie than the last, but the franchise should rely on Liu Kang, okay? He is the main star. He is the Earth Realm Protector, okay? It's about him and his Shaolin monk brother Kung Lao, all right? And of course the other characters, but he is the center focus, and that's how it should be. And then he said, he starts dating Kitana and stuff. So hopefully we'll see that in the third movie. I don't know, but we'll see, all right? Ludi is a bad mother F. Like I said before, I don't know if I mentioned it, he actually fought. Like, this dude has money. He has movies. He's doing it. And he's like, you know what? F this. I'm about to fight. He went in a ring and started fighting like a real fight. And I respect that. That is a warrior's heart. All right. Now let's talk about Max Hong. I am so happy that they brought him back as Kung Lao. That was great. Being from the Jackie Chan stunt team definitely shows. Liu Kang and the Kung Lao fight, honestly, is the best fight in the movie. Hands down. I mean, they literally copied from Mortal Kombat 2. that whole blue and red portal that they had in the background. Like, that shit was so sick. I loved every minute of it. And what happened at the end, of course, I'm not going to spoil everything in this review, but it was sick. You could tell that they busted their ass learning that choreography. That shit was not easy, all right? Especially learning without the wire work, and the CGI and stuff. So, yeah, props to you guys, all right? Now let's talk about Martyn Ford as Shao Kahn. He actually surprised me. When Hollywood casts bodybuilders or stunt performers, they either can't act or they barely get any dialogue. And just to show you, look at Arnold. Man, Arnold has charisma. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He could act, but he wasn't a great actor. He was horrible. Go watch New York, Hercules in New York. I mean, they literally dubbed his voice. That's how bad he was. What did he do? He went to acting class because he was already a millionaire at 21, selling houses and shit. But he wanted to learn the craft, and that's what you should do. Martyn Ford was genuinely intimidating, even with the mask on 90% of the time, right? 99% of the time. He delivered every line well, and it felt like a real threat. He fucking killed it, all right? And go watch Undisputed 4 with Scott Adkins and him. Pretty good movie. Now, the character Sindel, the actress that played her, she looked the part, but man, she barely did anything in the movie, all right? There was no martial art fights or nothing. When she was fighting Sonya, all she did was scream, like 99% of the time. I'm like, what is this? No whipping your hair back and hitting her in the face. None of that shit. They were literally fighting in the pits, and that was kind of cool. It was kind of a close encounter fight, but I don't know. There should have been more. Like, dude, you're Sindel, you know what I mean? You're the queen, right? Like, I don't get it. Now let's talk about Mehcad Brooks. Mehcad Brooks did a great job. I had a feeling what was going to happen to him in this movie. It was coming, and I heard the reason why it happened to him because he had scheduling conflicts with another movie, because this movie was shot back in like 2022 or 2023, and then our strike happened, with us actors. We had to go on strike with about some stuff about AI and a bunch of other shit, pay and all that. So they had to pick up where they left off, but he was already committed to another movie, so he couldn't do this movie, I guess. I would have been like, screw that, after contract, I'm finishing MK2. Like, man, scheduling conflicts do suck. I can't talk shit. I've been there. Honest to God, I've been there. And I've been so mad. Like, I want to do this project, but your word is everything in this game. And you already promised these people. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now, let's talk about Lewis Tan, all right? I like Lewis Tan as Cole Young. I get it. The character's not from the games. That kind of upset me. I'm like, dude, why would you not pick any other character for him? He has the looks, he has the martial arts, and he can freaking act. Like, what are you doing? Yes, you could have picked any character for him, all right? A lot of people want him as Kenshi, and I hope he comes back as Kenshi, even though he's already played that character in Mortal Kombat Legacy, but that never came out for some reason. I don't know why, but you can check a rough cut on YouTube. Go check it out. It's pretty funny. Eric Roberts was in it. Funny guy. I worked with him in a movie. Cool guy. But anyway, go check that out. So he got killed in this movie, obviously. All right. I'm sure a lot of people know. By the way, that fight was sick too, because they literally took it from MK2 game. All right. Like, the next time you watch the movie, just pay attention. When they're like face to face or side by side, you'll see like the two life bars on top of them. That shit was dope. All right. And I like what happened to him. How Shao Kahn did it. Just smash him in the head and like mop them away. Like, okay, shit's going down. He would be sick as Kenshi. But I liked the storyline of Cole Young because he was related to Scorpion. They were from the same bloodline. So I wanted to see that character progress. But nope, the fans couldn't do it. They had to talk a bunch of shit. By the way, Cole Young literally said he was going to die like 20 times, all right? It foreshadowed so many times in the movie. He's like, I already told my wife, my daughter goodbye, because if I die, I die. I don't care. I love them. And then he's about to fight Shao Kahn. Let's fight to the end, to death. Whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm like, bruh, how many times are you going to say this shit? We get it. You know where they messed up at? They should have put Cole Young in MK11, all right? Or in Mortal Kombat 1, 2023. I think the fans would have liked that. They would have respected that, right? But, they didn't. Ed Boon, I blame you. By the way, one of the creators, okay, you got John Tobias. He sold his rights, his Mortal Kombat rights away a long time ago, but he came to the premiere, which was cool. But Ed Boon, who's been literally forefronting this franchise, all right, he is in the movie, which was cool. He played the bartender with Johnny Cage. That was dope. And dude, the guy that got the audition as a co-star, lucky son of a bitch. All these Australian actors, man, getting all these parts because they're shooting movies in London and in Australia, which is okay, but not everything, man. Like Hollywood, dude, I love you guys, man, but fucking A. They go where the tax incentives are, and that's fine. But dude, Hollywood is an American company, in a sense. Shoot it here, okay? We need movies shot in America. Just saying. Now let's talk about Joe Taslim as Bihan Sub-Zero. He was great, but he really wasn't in the movie as much because there was no Sub-Zero. He was Noob Saibot, okay? I thought he would be like he was in the first one, man. I mean, in the first 2021 Mortal Kombat movie, he was scary. He was like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, he was hunting you and killing you. In this movie, he was just there. Scorpion found out that Bihan was alive. I love when Hero says that. Bihan! Bihan! I'm sorry. He found out that he was, back or somehow. And he's like, okay, gotta go mess him up again. And that's what he did. Joe Taslim is an incredible martial artist. Like, dude, you guys could have used his character just a little bit better. I get it. There's so many fights and shit happening in the movie. I will watch a 3-hour Mortal Kombat movie. You guys do this shit with Avengers and DC movies. Let's have a 3-hour Mortal Kombat movie, all right? My opinion. Now let's talk about Josh Lawson, a.k.a. Kano. He stole the scenes once again. He did it in the 2021 movie, and he did it in this movie. You never know if Kano's going bad or going good. To me, Kano's always been bad, but this is something cool and new, all right? And I love the chemistry between Josh and Carl Urban as Kano and Johnny Cage. I mean, it was hilarious. You could tell they were improvising. And I love when directors do that. When they tell their actors, you know what? Let's do one for you. Do whatever you want. If we like it, we'll use it. If we don't, we don't. Or we cut around it and use some of it, whatever. I love when directors do that shit. Like, seriously. Now let's talk about director Simon McQuaid. He did a really good job overall. The movie had action, heart, fatalities, and fan service. Still, something felt slightly missing. I can't really fully explain it, but yeah, I can. The movie needed to breathe just a little bit. I am an action nut. Okay, I love action. I love martial arts. The movie just needed, not a pause, but like in the first movie when they were going into the temple and they were looking at everything, the movie was breathing. Everything, was getting explained to Cole and everything, to Cole Young and Kano. And also the dinner scene. The dinner scene was a great scene when Kano got his powers, Kung Lao kept giving him shit and Liu Kang, and then he found out what his powers was. That was cool. That was a cool scene to have. Again, I'm not saying, have a 30-minute talk scene. This is Mortal Kombat. I want to see action, action, action. And that's what Simon did. Okay, that's just me complaining, all right? The movie was good. Check it out, all right? I promise. You guys are going to love this movie, all right? Okay, guys, I'm going to rate this movie. I'm going to rate this movie as an 8.1 out of 10. For the fan service, 10 out of 10. But for the film, an 8.1 out of 10. And that's being really nice. Because, yeah, I am a little bit biased because it's MK, all right? I did love the movie. Again, I just wish the movie just, breathed a little bit, just a little bit. Can't wait for part 3. I can't wait. At the end, they're like, hey, let's go get our friends back. So, hey, they're coming back. I just hope they don't come back all dead with black eyes. We already saw that shit. Let them come back normal, all right? Because obviously Shao Kahn cheated in the movie, okay? Like, what the hell? Oh, yeah, that did piss me off, by the way. The only thing I didn't like about Shao Kahn, and this isn't Martyn Ford's fault, it was the writing. He did not need a pendant to make him stronger. My manager and I were talking about this. I'm like, dude, he's Shao Kahn. He doesn't need to be immortal or stronger, dude. Like, he's the baddest mother effer in Outworld, okay? Like, that's what he is. Not in the Earth realm because Liu Kang whoops that ass, but still, like, what are you doing? You didn't need that shit, but I get it's one of the plots in the movie. Yeah, just the writing needs to be a little bit better in my opinion. No knock to Slater, man. Congrats on the job, bro, but I can never knock a movie down or an actor or a writer because this game is hard. So I'm always going to be a little bit biased, all right? Just saying. And if I don't see Raiden fight in the next movie, I'm going to go fucking nuts, okay? What are you doing? There was such a great opportunity, and that pissed me off too. You got Shang Tsung coming in trying to kill him, finish off the job, and Raiden's just chilling like, oh, what the hell? Oh, I'm all good. Dude, scrap. This is Mortal Kombat. Just because you guys are playing like the elders, whatever. That shit was stupid. I'm like, come on, man. There was a great opportunity. I don't know if those guys can fight. real life or choreography or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe they didn't have time in the budget. I have no idea. Anyway, guys, you have a great weekend. Have a good one. Take care. Peace. By the way, fun fact, I worked with Nathan Jones. That was in the first Mortal Kombat. He played Reiko. He's basically like a Shao Kahn. He's in a bunch of movies, Mad Max, The Protector. I mean, I can keep going. This dude's like 7 feet tall. One of the most nicest guys ever. Signed me a few things, and really cool guy. And he left our project to go shoot MK1, right? 2021 MK. And I got to give love to the 1995 movie. Of course, I love Lyndon Ashby and Robin Shue, what they did, and Keith Cook, of course, but Jean-Claude should have been Johnny Cage. I wish he would have picked that. Yeah, I do love Lyndon Ashby, though. What he did with that character was sick, but Jean-Claude, it was made for Jean-Claude. I mean, that's Van Damme's, if it wasn't for Van Damme, there would be no Mortal Kombat. And him saying no, there definitely would not have been a Mortal Kombat just because he said no or he was too busy. I'm not talking about the movie, I'm talking about the video game now. Yeah, there would have been no Mortal Kombat. Isn't that crazy? Like, it would have been a Van Damme game, right? Also, you can play his skin in the new Mortal Kombat 2023 version. So it's cool that they still paid homage to him with Johnny Cage, the same initials, the same shorts that he had in Bloodsport with the slash and everything, like pretty sick. And that's even cool, right? Because he is Johnny Cage, like straight up. And shout out to his daughter. She's a friend of mine. I don't like to name drop, but I love this girl. She's awesome. And we got to work together on a couple movies, and she's just awesome. Like, dude, she's so freaking talented, and she kicks just like her pops. And she's a great actress, too. Better than him, no disrespect to her, but she can act, like, really act. So, yeah, props to her.
Thank you for helping my fighter find his Akane.
When we worked on the first film, it was really special to be able to be transported to this world that you kind of grew up loving and being so excited about.
With Mortal Kombat, there's so much going on in this world. You could very easily get sort of seduced by all these realms and all this sort of stuff, but ultimately it's about connection with the character and their stories.
The thing that's so special about Mortal Kombat is there's so many characters to choose from. And not only that, every character kind of comes from a different walk of life. Mortal Kombat is a fluid thing.
It almost feels like a reset.
Mortal Kombat itself doesn't stay the same. It's constantly changing. And the new game that's just come out has just hit the hard reset button, and it's all changed again. Which has actually been really good for us because everything's up for grabs.
What's exciting to me is this film absolutely introduced something new, something that wasn't seen before. New characters, new realms that are going to hook fans back into this universe that's Mortal Kombat.
Get over here!
For Mortal Kombat 2, it's right out of the video game.
You're gonna be able to live in the fights a lot longer. Then you have the tournament.
There's a Mortal Kombat tournament that is very important that was slightly missing from the first movie.
It's a really interesting mixture of genres. It's really this heist movie with a tournament threaded through it.
And more importantly, we brought in a fan favorite character.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Once we settled in on the 90s version of Johnny, we really needed someone who could bring the gravitas acting-wise and the emotionality to the hero's journey of Johnny Cage. And Carl came to us with a real understanding of what that meant.
Listen, man, I'm dying to get back out there. Let's set some meetings, do some auditions. Hell, I'll even self-tape.
The character of Johnny Cage has a very wonderful arc to him. He begins the movie in a very dispirited state. In many ways, the journey for Johnny through this movie is really an origin story of how he becomes the Johnny Cage that he is so synonymous with in the gaming world.
It's showtime.
It's a story about Johnny on one side and Kitana on the other. And they intertwine.
Kitana!
Princess Kitana in this movie witnesses this horrific tragedy as a child. And it kind of follows her entire arc.
You're my daughter now.
So Kitana is seeking out a way to avenge her father's death and save her people.
Mortal Kombat is upon us.
The clock starts ticking when Shao Kahn decides it's time to invade Earthrealm and it's time for another tournament.
Well, Shao Kahn is one of the best villains in the Mortal Kombat franchise, and he comes in with such force and such violence to unite the realms.
Shao Kahn is the Emperor, and Earthrealm to him is another trophy.
Earthrealm will be mine.
And then Jade is a very essential part of that as well.
Shao Kahn found her in these fighting pits that were taking place outside of Adinia when the Outworld overthrow happened. And he took her in and sort of saved her life, gave her a purpose in life.
So Jade has a loyalty to him, but she's best friends with Kitana. So we see this triangle play out.
You cannot stand against him. He is too strong.
And the only thing that's standing between Shao Kahn and the complete destruction of Earth is these 5 champions.
Not the face!
Seeing the way that otherworldly characters like Baraka came to life is incredible.
Baraka in the games, every decision that he made for the betterment of his people.
Some of our favorites come back. It would be a pretty short-lived game if once you're dead, you're dead.
Kano and Kung Lao, they've been brought back with the help of a new character named Quan Chi.
We retrieved the package.
Quan Chi is the most powerful sorcerer in the Netherrealm, a major villain in the Mortal Kombat series. He's a necromancer, which means that he's able to bring pretty much anyone back from the dead.
There was no way I was leaving Josh Lawson on the bench.
Yeah!
So Kano's back, doing his thing.
You promised me a new eye. And it better be one that shoots lasers.
It's hilarious that Kano just has no soul to begin with, so he can't be turned any worse.
Don't fucking roll it on the fucking ground.
We see Kung Lao and Liu Kang together in the first film, and now they're against each other.
Kung Lao, he's quite a different character in this one. Literally the opposite of what he used to be before.
In the second film, Kung Lao plays the classic Revenant as we know them in the game.
Kung Lao, I have been given new life.
And causes some havoc.
We have the Shaolin brothers who are facing up against each other. So it's very spectacular.
Seeing the staple characters coming back puts a smile on her face as well.
Watch this.
That dude's got robot arms.
It's a really cool thing to feel like you're part of not just a global franchise, but a film family. Bihan's alive. Where's a Bihan?
This movie is so grand and it's so big in its action, in its emotion.
Today I fight for Earthrealm!
For me, it's my first time working on a set of this scale. Everyone on set is incredibly kind and good at what they do, and this movie is made with so much love.
What I've most enjoyed about working on Mortal Kombat is just the incredible cast and crew, the way that everybody is working together to create this world, this movie. We get to stand back at the end of the day and be proud of this epic story.